Good evening, hockey fans. Welcome inside the Grant Fuhr Arena as the Saints get set to face off against the Okotoks Oilers for the first time this season. Tyler, tough loss last night in Sherwood Park for the Okotoks Oilers.
Huge. They outshoot their opposition 19-5, and a huge opportunity for the Oilers up against this week a couple of teams that are short because of players at the World Junior A Challenge. Go up 1-0. And then give up 5 consecutive goals. Now, unfortunately, us big-time AJHL observers didn't get to catch that game online, but that's going to create a lot of fuel for Okotoks going into this game. This is a major opportunity for them if they want to try to give Brooks a bit of a run for their money in the AJHL South. And coming out without anything from that Sherwood Park game has to disappoint them. The only disadvantage, too, as much as an opportunity as these games have been for Okotoks, is now the rest advantage plays into it as well. Spruce Grove hasn't played nearly as frequently as Okotoks going into this one, and as much as we like to think that doesn't play a factor, we know it always tends to.
You mentioned those guys gone to the World Junior A Challenge. 3 Saints gone, 3 Crusaders were gone. How does that play a factor here tonight?
It's massive. And for the Saints, I mean, you've got a very, very short roster when you take into account the guys gone for World Junior A Challenge, the guys gone due to injury right now, affiliates back in the lineup for Spruce Grove. But nonetheless, they've gotten it done despite those roster shortages. We saw that against Lloydminster. We saw that in that game against Sherwood Park, even though they did come out on the losing end of it. On the Okotoks side, I'm frankly almost shocked to be saying they don't have anyone at the World Junior A Challenge, because it's been a theme every single year that a good number of these great Okotoks prospects end up representing their country. They had players at the camp. Frankly, a few I thought were almost shoo-ins for the roster. So as much as that's a benefit to Okotoks, we didn't see that pay dividends for them against Sherwood Park. We know they don't want to them to lose the opportunity against Spruce Grove with a very similar situation here tonight.
And you mentioned the Saints getting it done. That's long in part to the fact that Graham Gamache was named the AJHL Player of the Week this week. 9 points for him. What can you expect here tonight? 2 pretty good teams going at it.
2 very good teams, 2 very entertaining teams, 2 of the best coach teams in the CJHL, and that's the kind of phrasing you should use for a game like this between Spruce Grove and Okotoks. You're not just talking about 2 of the best teams in Alberta, Western Canada, you're talking about 2 of the best Junior A teams and Junior A programs in the country. If there's one way to sell a midweek home game in the AJHL, it's having 2 teams of this caliber going up against each other. You can expect some high-paced offense. You can expect, in the case of Okotoks, hopefully on their end, a strong start similar to what they had yesterday. The question will be, after a first period where I have a feeling someone's going to have a bit of a marked advantage, what kind of adjustments are we going to see down the road? Because we've seen Spruce Grove adjust very well when they've started poorly. We saw Okotoks, unfortunately, victims of that in Sherwood Park last night.
Well, we're going to see what happens in just over an hour's time. For Tyler King, I'm Brandon Wincheshin for Saints TV here at the Grant Fuhr Arena.